If you usually vote absentee, a U.S. Supreme Court case could change the timelines for getting them mailed in. It has the potential to impact more than a dozen states. 3 on Your Side's Courtney Ann Jackson explains what's at stake and why the deadlines have not always given you extra time in Mississippi.
Right now, there's a grace period for mailing in an absentee ballot in Mississippi. As long as it's postmarked by Election Day, it can still be counted up to 5 days after.
In 2020, when COVID hit and we were facing a presidential election, the mail system kind of got backed up.
But a Mississippi lawsuit is fighting to keep that in place. The United States Supreme Court is considering whether federal law allows ballots to be counted after Election Day.
Yup, we back again, my political detox family. Whoa, listen to me close, because what I got for you today could change this whole election thing completely around and put it in our favor for generations. Trump and his boys are on it, and it's about to go down. So allow me to fill y'all in and follow me close. The master architects in D.C. think you're asleep at the wheel. They think just because this mess is brewing down in the Mississippi mud, it won't touch your front door in Los Angeles, Oakland, or even Brooklyn. But they are trying to use a backroom court trick down south to set up a trap that's going to throw your legal vote straight in the garbage, where they claim all of us belong. They love using these big fancy terms to hide the fact that they're doing you dirty. We're performing a forensic audit on the one-day rule that's about to shatter the establishment's glass house. Come on now. In my last few uploads, we went from state to state to expose this voting fraud happening across the land. We started off in New York, looking at how they run the game up there. Then we swung it down to Florida, talking about the election mess that's going on down in that heat. Then we took it all the way out west to California. And now we swung over here too, right into Mississippi. And what I'm going to tell y'all is how this one Mississippi rule is being used to rig the whole board. The rule we are talking about comes from a court case named Watson versus RNC. Let's drop some real names so you know exactly who is behind the curtain. The guy who brought this fight to stop our votes is Michael Whatley. He's the main boss running the RNC now. He teamed up with local party guys like Pete Perry and Matthew Lamb down in Harrison County. They went to a federal court run by a panel of judges on the Fifth Circuit. Guys named Andrew Oldham, Kyle Duncan, and James Ho. Those judges did exactly what the big bosses wanted. They threw out the local rule. Haha, can you believe the audacity? They just decided your state's rules don't matter when they have a gavel. Now, who is fighting back to save our rights? Groups like the Vet Voice Squad, the LWV, and the NAACP Legal Fund. They're stepping up to fight this mess. Even the local state guy, Michael Whatley, is trying to defend his own state law because he knows it makes sense. Under this Mississippi rule, if you mail your vote by Election Day, the state gave the mailman 5 extra days to bring it in and count it. That makes sense, right? Because the mail is slow. But Michael Whatley and his crew went to the courts and they said, nope, federal law says Election Day is just 1 day. If it ain't in the house by Tuesday night, toss it in the trash. And those high court judges agreed with him. Whoa, now let's loop back for a quick second so we can finish this track on why this hits home for you, because I'm keeping this tape short and sweet today. Why does this matter to you if you live in the city? Because California has the same kind of rule, but they give the mail 7 days to get there. New York has a rule just like it too. In the last big vote, over 400,000 people in California had their votes counted during those extra days. That is a whole lot of people whose voices are about to be silenced by a technicality. Well, that really sucks, but hold up, because the game is changing out west right now as we speak. You got Bill Esili, the top federal prosecutor out in the Central District of California, and he ain't playing with these people. No, not today. Esili just came out and dropped the bomb on X and all over the net. He announced that his office, teaming up with the FBI in Los Angeles, has multiple election fraud investigations hot and underway right now. And Esili ain't deep in a back room somewhere. He and his team of attorneys are actively moving. They just sent federal prosecutors straight into the Los Angeles Central Ballot Counting Center to put their own eyes on the operations. Whoa, they are looking straight at the folks running the show in LA, like Karen Bass and that reality TV star Spencer Pratt, who just got knocked out of the race, and that other far-left communist on the city council, Nithya Raman. They're the ones panicking because Asili and Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon are trying to force a massive federal audit of the entire California voter roll. They are calling out the structural flaws, the universal mail-in ballots with zero voter ID, and they are demanding to see the receipts to verify that only legal citizens are on those lists. Haha! It's a nice era audit, y'all. And when I say a nice era audit, let me break down exactly what that means for the folks listening. Back in the day, the NICE era stood for non-inflationary continuous expansion, a time when the system was stable, clean, and ran like clockwork without any crooked business. And Donald Trump just came out on Truth Social and blasted these Democrats for cheating, because Donald Trump and his legal team are backing this exact audit to clean up the garbage and restore total stability to the system. Trump wants the rules locked down tight so the establishment can never rig the board against the people. And you know this goes all the way to the top of the state ticket. Gavin Newsom is termed out, so the governor race is turning into a complete circus. The left is trying to push Xavier Becerra, but the feds walking into the counting rooms have them shaken. On our side, you got the conservative voice Steve Hilton running hot as a major frontrunner to clean up the mess in Sacramento. Now y'all see why the Dems are panicking. State leaders like Rob Bonta are out here sweating, trying to run to the media to call it all a lie, because they know the feds are finally walking through the front door. Listen to me close, my detoxes. If we win New York or if we win California, now we want to win them both, but if we hold those blocks, it is straight game over for them, y'all. They know they can't win the ground game if every single legal vote gets counted. So what do? They use this Mississippi case as a weapon. Now, once they lock that rule in, whoa, haha, y'all know I'm talking about the Supreme Court. It is game over for the people. If the top court in the land makes this Mississippi rule apply to the whole country, all those votes in California, New York, and 30 other states get wiped out. Boom, gone, just like that. There's a heavy rule they're using called federal priority. It just means if the main government in D.C. makes a law about the vote, the local state law has to sit down and shut up. They're using that rule to kill the state laws that actually help us vote. They're trying to play us. This whole thing is a straight-up hustle. They tell you they want things to be fair and fast, but it's a big lie to lock us out. Think about it. They're the ones who messed up the post office. They cut the trucks, they cut the staff, and they made the mail slow as molasses. Then they turn around and tell you, oh, the mailman didn't get it to us by 8 p.m. Well, that's too bad. Your vote don't count. How you gonna punish the person down the street for the system being broken? It makes me sick. It's the oldest trick in the book. When they can't win the game, they try to change the clock. They know exactly what they're doing. They want to shift the goals right before the next big vote to cause pure chaos. They want our local blocks confused, and they want our folks mad, so we just stay home. If these people get away with this trick by the end of the month, the next vote is going to see the biggest mass hit on our votes we've ever seen in our lives. Do not let them catch you sleeping. They are panicking because the 12.0 note is ringing, and the 14-seat firewall is holding strong. We see the 21 dirty zones, and we are clearing them out one by one. The constitutional mugging of the American voter is being reversed in real time. The feds are in the counting room, the audit is live, and the establishment is out of time. The Dems are panicking, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight.